The Irish media are watching all my videos. It is confirmed today. I absolutely know for certain they're watching my videos. Who's got the clip? I have said 1,000 times that Ireland is a sitting duck. You guys have heard me say it if you're watching my videos. I said we're under threat from anywhere else. We don't know if it's Russia, whoever it's from. But it says here the Russians know they can invade Ireland and occupy the country with 20,000 to 30,000 troops in the morning. It wouldn't even take 20,000 troops. I've said this before, guys. If any large element gets inside Ireland, I have said this all last week, we are absolutely going to all die. Like, we are going to die. And the fact that we think in this country that it's good to rely on the UK, to rely on the European Union, to rely on the USA, we're a clown show. We don't even have 6,000 soldiers ourselves. Why would we think that anyone is going to actually protect us, guys? We can't protect ourselves. You always have to protect yourself. That's it. You never rely on anybody else to protect you. It says the great cover-up is underway with an illegal and outrageous drone attack on the country last week. So when President of the Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, came to Ireland, we got hit with a drone attack from Russia. Of course from Russia. Our joke of a Department of Defense is saying nothing. The Taoiseach Micheál Martin is saying nothing. And the new Defense Minister, Helen McEntee, is saying nothing. We can only thank our heroic Gardaí that we have any information at all. I said this, guys. The information that the mainstream media, the Gardaí, the army, the actual state, the security forces, the Department of Defense are withholding from us, they don't tell us anything. We are the last to know about it. When you see it in the news, okay, when you see any mainstream media news story, you are the last to hear about it. Just understand that. You are the last to hear about it when you see it in the news. We are so screwed if anyone is actually trying to hurt us. It says that most likely the Russians, which it could have been, I mean, it definitely was though, sent 5 drones into Irish airspace to take out the Ukrainian President Zelensky's aircraft is not apparently worth telling the people the truth about. Of course, we have a literally attack on the country. We have a national attack on the country by drones. And the Gardaí and the Irish government isn't telling us. I mean, this is how literally in the dark we are. It's absolutely disgusting stuff. Zelensky thankfully escaped unharmed, of course, because they had their own security. It says, our baffled Gardaí cannot understand why our military did not intervene and open fire like the French Defense Forces did when a similar incident happened a week beforehand. They don't know, guys. It was a test. The Russians were testing our defense forces and we failed. We failed in real time. We are all going to die. The Irish army here, they don't shoot anything. We should be shooting everything out the damn sky. UFOs, anything that we see here that's not Irish. Like, when you saw Father Paul Murphy getting stabbed, nearly stabbed to death, he got stabbed 8 times outside the barracks in Galway by some ISIS radicalized insurgent, crazy 16-year-old. All they did was fire warning shots. The Irish Armed Forces shot in the air. Let me please tell all the Gardaí and the Defence Forces, if anyone is trying to stab me, hurt me, kill me, I give you 100% allowance to shoot the person that's trying to hurt me. Please shoot the person that is trying to stab me. Don't just fire warning shots. Please shoot him. Shoot him as many times as you can until he stops moving. But please have your accuracy on point, okay? Do not shoot me in the crossfire, okay? It says nobody in the Irish Defence Forces has come out and told us what exactly happened. Why they did not intervene and defend this country, which is their bloody job. I have literally said this last week. The Irish mainstream media is just watching my videos. They're actually clowns, guys. They don't even have their own internal thoughts anymore. They're just watching somebody like me. Bro, like, why am I getting paid the big bucks like these assholes are? These people are getting paid hundreds of millions. RTE is funded by 725 million. I'm doing it off my own back. These people are idiots, guys. The mainstream news, you can never listen to them. You can never rely on them. They're clowns. Even Trump knows that we're a complete joke in Ireland when it comes to national security. He actually says that the EU leaders are all weak. And they are all weak. EU leaders are completely pansy.
Today, US President Trump made some comments that Europe is decaying and is led by weak people. Do you think that this shows that the EU and Ukraine can no longer rely on the US as an ally?
But I also would disagree with President Trump's description of Europe as weak. Obviously, it depends on how one defines strength. But Europe is one of the strongest continents in the world in terms of economic strength. Actually, that's manifested in the EU-US trade agreement. Inherently in that agreement is a recognition of the strength of Europe economically. If you look at how Europe performed during the pandemic, it was a strong performance. in terms of the manufacture. First of all, the organisation putting together within 12 months the manufacture and distribution of vaccines. It really showed European strength in a very concrete way for citizens not just of Europe but the entire world, because Europe was the one continent that did not impose market bans or export authorization bans. So we, right throughout COVID, we allowed vaccines and components of vaccines throughout the world. That is strength. Belief in our intellectual property.
That's what he goes to when he talks about strength. What about the military? What about Russia or one of these crackpot countries coming to invade Ireland? Now, obviously, I think the whole Russia invasion is a psyop. Like Putin said that he's not going to invade anywhere. Okay, I don't think he will. He just hates the Ukraine. Okay, he has a vendetta against them. But in terms of actually invading Europe, that's stupid. But we should have a military that should be able to defend its borders. We can't even defend the borders from illegal mass immigration. How are we going to defend it from people with guns?
And belief in our manufacturing capacity and belief in our global role. And Europe remains the biggest donor to conflict areas all over the world, to Africa, and to sustainability across the world. We have views that might differ with others in terms of climate, but we are strong in terms of the articulation of that and the delivery of policies. So I look at it from a different perspective, in terms of how one defines strength. I think Europe is strong, not weak. Clearly, in the area of security, new challenges have arrived. The onset of the brutal invasion of Ukraine by Russia has meant increased hybrid attacks across Europe, certainly in terms of greater vulnerabilities. And therefore, Europe is now focusing on that in terms of meeting those security challenges. And I'm confident that Europe has the capacity, has the economic scale to respond to those challenges.
Absolutely ridiculous. We are so screwed unless we have a Taoiseach or a Taoiseach that takes the finger out and actually gets the job done, guys. I mean, they're literally doing nothing. Europe is the weakest it's ever been. We should have never have joined the EU. As soon as we got sovereignty from the British, after 800 years, we immediately now are under rule from the EU. I mean, I hate the EU. The EU is disgusting. We should leave immediately. And the only people that seem to be running this country are woke, left-leaning fools. Okay, let's listen to a man talking about it. Okay, because when we talk about tax and economics reasons, they're different. The social reasons the left are insane upon. They want transgender kids. They're just freaks, guys. They're like pedophiles, the left. But when it comes to actual economic reasons, it's even worse. It's just as bad, if not.
If the Irish bookies are correct, the next government here in Ireland will be a left-leaning socialist coalition, probably led by Sinn Féin. Why do I mention this? Because in Sinn Féin's manifesto for the last general election, and in other left-leaning manifestos, there's talk of reducing and repealing things like entrepreneurial relief, which allow you to sell your company for up to 1.5 million at 10% tax from 2026 onwards. There's talk about repealing or reducing retirement relief. There's talk about interfering with pension allowances. So the point I want to make is that these tax breaks, as handsome as they are politically vulnerable. The second point I want to make is if you can take advantage of them now, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Maybe they won't be there in the future. So planning now is of vital importance.
Absolutely, I agree. I 100% agree with the bookies and this guy. The next government is going to be for sure socialist. They're going to destroy the whole country, 100%. You know, if we don't vote in a more right-leaning government, we are screwed. You think we have it bad now with this centre-left party, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael. You think we have it bad now. And we do have it bad now. It is bad. It's literally tyrannical. It's the worst ever. Just wait till the communists come in. We already have a self-proclaimed socialist, Catherine Connolly, as president. Just wait till the actual government come in that are socialist communists. It's going to be hell on earth. But look, instead of cracking down on the crime, instead of cracking down on things that actually matter, what are the left doing? What is the woke Irish government NGOs and the weirdos of this country doing? They're bringing out a guide for trans and non-binary people, okay, for their rights. Except this is absolutely retarded because everybody has the same rights under Irish law. The initiative was led by the Irish Council for Civil Liberties and is supported by Shootout, Transgender Equality, Network Ireland and legal experts. Completely idiotic. It says a guide for these people to know their rights has just been published. Developed with the support of legal experts, it was created through consultants of members of the trans and non-binary community, through focus groups, surveys and reviews. The initiative, which began over a year ago, was led by the Irish Council for Civil Liberties and collaboration with the Transgender Equality Network of Ireland. Oh shit. Described as the first comprehensive source of any kind in Ireland, it includes information on legal, gender recognition, family life, healthcare, safety and protection from harm, education, protections in the workplace, access to goods and services, interactions with law enforcement, prison and sports. Speakers at the launch said it aimed to empower trans and non-binary people to understand, claim and vindicate their rights to Ireland. It also seeks to support professionals working with trans and non-binary people to ensure that their rights are vindicated in the workforce and provide guidance to family members, trans and non-binary people. This is the bullshit that we have to now endure in Ireland. We have to allow for the rights are vindicated in the workplace of trans people and non-binary people. I'm non-binary. I identify as an Apache helicopter, an Apache pizza. Yes, actually, no. You know what? Forget the Apache helicopter. We don't have those here in Ireland. I identify as an Apache pizza. Okay? Now, this is the thing, guys. We have people like Enoch Burke locked up in prison for life without parole because he has chosen to not identify these trans pronouns in accordance to his religion. And he absolutely is right in doing so. But now you're going to go to jail if you don't agree with it. You're going to get insulted. If you, as a straight man, don't sleep with a transgender woman, you are going to be insulted, guys, okay? You are going to go to jail if you don't sleep with the transgender women, okay? The government are pushing these narratives. They're literally taking your taxes to bring people to Ireland that are going to sexually assault and kill our women and children and men. It's disgusting. And on top of that, they're bringing out initiatives, trans rights for everyone. Disgusting stuff, guys. We need to get our priorities straight in this country. We need to get our priorities straight in this country. No pun intended. I love you all. If you want to support me, hit the join link underneath the video. Become a member today for just €3 per month. Can help push back against the mainstream media, the woke Irish government, and everybody else. And I'll see you all in the next one, lads. Peace.